to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have 3 board members present tonight. Also, Mr. Nelson will be on the phone, and Dr. Jackson was unable to attend. First up is the approval of the agenda and items to be tabled, postponed, or removed.
I ask that you, under section M, which is personnel 2K, which is the summer 2025 section, table that item, and there is a strike through on it. And then under school year 25-26, under M2, which again is personnel A, B, C, D, E, and F need tabled. And they also have strike throughs on it.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve agenda as listed? Ms. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. 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 Motion passes. We have a motion for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on April 28th, 2025. I don't leave much here. Mr. Hall makes the motion, Ms. Keene will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Next up is approval of the minutes of the special meeting that was held on May 6th, 2025. Do we have a motion for approval? Ms. Keene will make the motion. Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Delegations.
We have none at this time.
Next up is recognitions. That's the second time I missed it. These are not resignations.
We hope not. So we are so glad so many of you came out this evening to help us honor students and staff alike. I have a few things before each of you are recognized that I would like to read. So be patient as I read through these, because tonight's a night that we're honoring some pretty high awards. So I'd like to start first. As you can see, this year, congratulations goes to our Teacher of the Year, and that is Kieran Klein. Ritchie County Schools is pleased to announce that Kieran Klein, special education teacher at Smithville Elementary School, has been selected as our Teacher of the Year official candidate for the 2026 West Virginia Teacher of the Year program, and she will represent Ritchie County as our nominee. Ms. Klein has served in Ritchie County Schools for the past 7 years. During that time, she has been an amazing asset for not only Smithville Elementary School, but for Ritchie County Schools as a whole. Kieran has many remarkable qualities. She is the type of teacher that all teachers strive to be. Due to her determination to help all students be successful, she serves in a multitude of roles that help build the foundation of Smithville Elementary's overall school success. Her work as an academic student assistant team coordinator, IEP coordinator, and after-school program teacher has helped lead Smithville Elementary to being ranked the #1 elementary school in the state of West Virginia 3 of the past 4 years. Not only does she do the work for the school, but she also has worked as an IEP coordinator for other schools across the district when the need is present. Additionally, Ms. Klein strives daily to ensure that each student she encounters is able to reach their fullest potential by displaying a genuine compassion for each student she serves. Mrs. Klein is able to create a culture of high expectations for her students. As a result, her students continually make progress toward or exceed their academic goals. When she is not in the classroom, Kieran can be found supporting her children and others at various sporting events. She is proudly supported by her family, her husband Josh, son Joshua, and daughters Reagan and Riley. We appreciate they came tonight. It is with great honor that Ritchie County Schools congratulates Kieran Klein as Ritchie County's Teacher of the Year 2026. Oh, wait, I got to put a picture back up on this. I'm going to put a picture back up. My computer's all slow.
If anybody wants up to take pictures, you can.
And I need to. Gary, will you take some pictures?
Still not.
Oh, boy.
Who
responsible.
Who wants in the picture?
Jason.
Just a
Okay.
second, please.
If I must.
And we're gonna stay with your picture so that I get back up there.
Yes,
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
Oh,
you
no,
get that box
you don't
off
have
there.
that thing. Here, you can, just go ahead.
Make sure it's a little box.
Okay. I can't help it. Congratulations. And we're gonna let you stand in the middle, and Jason's
Over
gonna
here.
get on the other side.
All right.
There we go. That's awesome. You're good, you're good.
Good job.
We congratulate her and wish her luck. Her application was due today, I believe, for the state award that will be selected in the fall. And we wish her well at that too, and we're sure her application will represent us well. So thank you very much. They will receive their plaques at the fall meeting for these two awards, but at this meeting, we like to go ahead and get the information out. So you will also receive that. All right. That was exciting. Wait, thank you, sure.
There's Becky.
There's Becky, she went away.
I think you like green. I like green too.
We also would like to honor this evening Ritchie County Service Personnel of the Year. We are pleased to announce that Becky Boley will represent Ritchie County Schools as our Service Personnel of the Year 2026. She is a secretary at Ritchie County High School, and she is our official candidate that will go up against other applicants in the state of West Virginia for the teacher, or for the Service Personnel of the Year in the state program. Mrs. Boley has served as the secretary at Ritchie County High School for the past 6 years. During this time, she has earned the respect of coworkers and families alike due to her willingness to help others. Not only is Becky willing to help others, but her organizational skills are a crucial component of the structure that keeps Ritchie County High School functioning at a high level daily. From her work on maintaining accurate and up-to-date daily attendance records to answering phones and consistently knowing the schedule of the building administrators, she balances countless duties with ease. As a result, she has become a highly respected staff member. Due to the respect she has earned, Mrs. Boley has emerged as a leader among secretaries across the district. The leadership role has led her consistently delivering trainings to other secretaries and assisting them with questions as the need arises. In fact, she has become an unofficial mentor for those entering the school secretary world. When she is not at work, Becky enjoys volunteering with Ritchie County Humane Society and traveling with her family. Becky is proudly supported by her family, her husband Bobby, who is with us this evening, her son Braden, and her daughter Bailey. Ritchie County Schools is proud to have Becky Boley as our representative for the Service Personnel of the Year. We got you up there behind us, right?
Becky, you get a deal with Bryson next year.
I do want to say that the job that Becky does is one with every day 1,000 things going on. I have worked at a high school and it is very busy, and she does a very good job keeping it calm and things running smoothly, and that is very important in that job. And so we appreciate all you do for us and all you do for our students and staff and teachers. So to those two adults, congratulations, and we are glad that you are representing us. We now will go into the student portion of tonight's recognition. We're going to start with the Golden Horseshoe Award. It is a statewide recognition of academic achievement. Each year, roughly 22,000 eighth grade students study a comprehensive West Virginia curriculum. This curriculum exposes students to the history, geography, economy, and government of the Mountain State. The Golden Horseshoe Award honors kind of like our all-state West Virginia study students. This program honors students who excel in the study of West Virginia. Since 1931, roughly 15,000 eighth grade students have been recognized and received the Golden Pin symbolizing their understanding of the West Virginia heritage. Tonight we honor Ritchie County Golden Horseshoe Award winners, and we have both of them here with us this evening, and that is Jenner Stewart and Stella Robinson. Someone said to me a minute ago, normally we have 3 of those. The number that you get to give for your school system is based on student enrollment. And so this is the first year that we've had 2 representatives instead of 3 in the years I've been here, and I've been here for a while. So just wanted to let you know that. Our next award that we want to give out is the West Virginia Governor's Honors Academy. The Governor's Honors Academy is a 3-week summer residential program whose mission is to stimulate and support excellence in education for rising high school seniors in West Virginia. Approximately 175 academically driven students are selected throughout a rigorous application process. It is on the campus of West Virginia University, July 12th through the 25th. Tonight, we honor Madeline Nichols, who will represent Ritchie County this year.
Congratulations. That's exciting. So, Mom, you come take a picture. Maybe one more, right now. Congratulations. So are you excited?
Yeah.
That is, it's exciting. 3 weeks, you think you can be away from home for 3 weeks? It's not far, Mom, you visit. I think those are wonderful experiences with the governor's programs. It does get kids on college campuses, but it gives them opportunities to be around other students of similar interest and to have that opportunity to excel. So we are really glad that you have chosen to apply and to represent us. The West Virginia Governor's Computer Science Institute. It is a program for 9th and 10th grade students who are selected from across the state, again in a rigorous program, to participate in the West Virginia Governor's Computer Science Institute. The focus will be on computer science, which allows students to create programs, build applications to solve real-world problems. GCSI offers opportunities to collaborate and work like computer scientists and programmers. It will be on the campus of WVU this summer, July 6th through the 12th. Tonight we recognize Hayden Thomas, who will represent Ritchie County Schools this year.
at the Governor's Computer Science Institute. Congratulations. There you go. That was great. There we go. Very proud. Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
And with the world of technology and ever-changing, there's probably nothing better to spend some time doing than learning a little bit more about computer science and programming. So we wish him well, as well, at the Summer Institute.
This will conclude this part of the agenda. You guys are more than welcome to stay and have fun with us. Or if you want to venture out, you may do so at this time. See you, Becky.
Again, congratulations and thank you all for coming. We appreciate it.
You're staying for the fun.
Yeah, I gotta get the hours.
Just count the hours. Mr. Nelson, you still there? Okay.
You're missing it, Denny.
Okay.
All right, next up is superintendent's report and academic updates.
I just have a couple of things this evening that I wanted to point out. We have just finished the week of last week and on Monday this week of testing and our GSA at the elementaries and middle schools. We will not get final reports back for a while. Some students, you know, they said you could look at your kids' scores. That is accurate, but some, they pull a certain percentage out and hand grade those, and those will be in about 10 days. So if your students' scores aren't up where we told you to look, it's not something we've done. It is the state does hand grade some of them, and they do that for a reason. They do that to make sure that the computer grading is consistent with what a person would do, and so that is in process. We did finish the science portion on Monday, and so we have made it through the GSA, and I just wanted to report that. And the other thing that I wanted to report to you, at our last meeting, there was a question about the cycle of content as far as instructional materials. When is the year that we adopt, say, math? When's the year we adopt reading? And so the state has that set up in adoption groups and cycles. So as you look at the sheet that I have in front of you, you know this year, this is the spring, it'll be effective July 1, 2025. The West Virginia pre-K and social studies standards will be done. That's the one listed first. We'll adopt them this year, and the new materials will go in the classroom the next year. If you look next year, 25-26, it will be the arts, wellness, education, and driver's ed. We'll adopt it in the spring of next year, the new materials the following year. Does that make sense? And then it seems like, I swear it seems like we just did English, and even though it's a couple years back, you need to remember that we did English coming out of COVID, and we asked for a 1-year waiver. So we really did only have that program 4 years. So it will seem to come across a little quicker because of when we implemented it. And then you have the science in 27-28 adoption, and then math, that tells you in this cycle, we've already done the math, and that was the ones that we adopted and used this year. But I thought that would just be something beneficial to you to have, or to at least understand that we don't determine which programmatic level gets adopted when the state does that, and then they set criteria and expectations.
So every 5 years?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
It's a 5-year cycle.
Now, does the state provide money for it, or is that ours?
Huh?
Comes out of our.
Comes out of ours, yes. And so you'll see when you look at the budget later, we have money in instructional materials as well as anymore, you have to also have money in not only the instructional part, but the program part that goes along with the textbooks. And we do a pretty good job of understanding that on a down year, so, I don't want to call it a down year, one that will require less. For an example, the next one that says, you're gonna come out of the arts, wellness, and driver's ed, which will be a limited purchase. So you can kind of carry some money over, because the next year you're gonna get hit with an English, which is a bigger one. And so your three, probably, English is your largest purchase, then math is probably next, then science, and then social studies. So those are kind of as far as cost goes. But I just wanted to answer that question because I think Mr. Paul asked that last week, and I wanted to make sure that we had that clear. But other than that, that's all I have this evening, because I run all my friends.
All right, thank you. Next up will be Director Report. First up will be Director of Facilities and Operations. I don't want to mess up what this last name says. Grice? I like it.
Thanks. I like it too. Makes me very happy, actually.
Awesome.
We have a busy summer coming up. So I've created a blue folder for you all, just as some reference items of some of the things that I'm going to be talking about this evening, so that you have a little bit more information that you're more than welcome to go through. On the right side of your folders, there are two renderings, or excuse me, yeah, there are two separate renderings, but for the Safe Schools entrances as well as for the bus garage, and those are not to be distributed. Moving into spring and summer, becomes very, very, very busy. So the first thing that's coming up in May is the Critical Response Group will visit Ritchie County High School and Middle School at the end of May to develop a comprehensive interior and exterior map in accordance with the procedures outlined in West Virginia House Bill 3166. I've included that bill also in your blue folder. The implementation process includes initial site visits, updates throughout the project, distribution of finalized maps to the 911 communication center, and integration with local law enforcement and fire departments. The mapping system will be aligned with the district's existing IT infrastructure and data management platforms to ensure compatibility and ease of access. A tabletop emergency response exercise will also be conducted in August 2025 with participation from local first responders and Ritchie County school administrators. And the event will be scheduled and completed prior to the start of the 25-26 school year. It is penciled in for August 8th, but I'm still trying to get that wiggle.
So one of the things that will come with this House bill, we were fortunate that we had actually already started this project with this company because we saw a need and felt like that it would only strengthen our number systems, strengthen all of the layers that we've been working on for safety, and then legislation put through that now you're required to have it. So we're a little bit ahead of the game, at least at the middle school, high school, but we will go back through the way I read the policy or the state legislation, it is all schools.
Correct.
So we're gonna go ahead and get this one started.
Inside of your blue folder also is information from Critical Response Group about the intricacies of what they will be conducting regarding the mapping and imagery. So that's just for your own information. Beginning in June 2025, several facility improvement projects are scheduled to commence. All projects are overseen by Williams and Shriver Architects except for our auditorium, with United Construction Company, as long as it is board approved, was our lowest bid. Pre-bid meetings took place in April, and with bid openings held on May 7th. Harrisville Elementary, installation of Safe Schools entrance. Creed Collins Elementary, installation of Safe Schools entrance. Bus Garage Phase 1 and Ritchie County High School Auditorium. We're going to be installing new vinyl plank flooring, and underneath our current auditorium seats, we're going to kind of refinish the concrete that's underneath there and paint it so that it matches the like paint matches the gray that's in those auditorium seats. We're pretty happy about that. And then my next section is, I told you guys I promised I would bring you some more child nutrition participation numbers, and so between February and April 2025, countywide breakfast participation declined by 6.76% compared to the same period in 2024, while lunch participation remained stable with a slight increase of 0.07%. At Ritchie County High School, breakfast participation decreased consistently across all 3 months, while lunch showed mixed results, including a 6.35% increase in February. Ritchie County Middle School also experienced declines in breakfast participation each month, with lunch participation showing minor fluctuation, including a 2.69 increase in February. I did not include January because of all of our snow, and I will have a comprehensive report for you for the entire year the next time I'm at the meeting. But it tends to ebb and flow, but I wanted you all to have the hard numbers. That's it.
Any questions?
Oh, also in your blue packet, forgot about this part. On the left-hand side behind the legislation, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of the maintenance and custodial and construction calendar, rather, where everybody's gonna be, what month, what date, what company, etc. And then I created a little, April called it a lesson plan, which trying to keep the custodians on track of what they should be doing week to week, who's gonna be in the building performing what services, so that they were aware of who's coming and going. And this is kind of a guideline for them, so that they are able to say, okay, let's stay on track with this, or if something is happening, they can get in contact with me. I just wanted to have something black and white for them to follow, so that so that kind of gives you an idea of what my plan is for them moving forward for the summer for cleaning.
And I think that, as we've heard you say this time last year, the elementaries, when they left for the years, did a decent job of kind of keeping things clean till we're ready to go, and
Yes.
we'll encourage our middle school, high school as well to make sure that we're ready to get their rooms clean and get things cleaned out.
Custodians work extremely hard over the summer, and I just want to make sure that they have all the tools and information that they need to move forward. Questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
No problem.
Do you want to go back to that? Got it. Next up is Mr. Bell.
So first, I'm going to go over, budget changes from the time that I presented it to now. So, the State Department sent out their final comps, and with the final comps, our state aid went down $469,073. So what that means is then that we need to find $469,073 somewhere else that we're not getting the funding for. And the reason it went down is when they estimated our preliminary, they anticipated our taxes to be lower than what we actually had come in, so that's why our state aid decreased, because we got more taxes. So, what I'm proposing is that we had an excess, we put additional amount in, 200,000 in general fund for technology, and reviewing our funding sources from what we can do this year to carry over and next year's allocation, that we'll be able to use that, what we're carrying over, so we won't need that additional. And then I've also removed the additional textbook software that we had in there. When I was discussing it with Mrs. Hott, it's not gonna be as, what she kinda went over with the textbook, it's not gonna be as difficult to cover that cost, cause it's not one of those major years, yeah. And then, so the other that I did was the general fund, I removed, 2.6 FTE of employees and added them into the levy. So So when I shift it into the levy, it means you've gotta take from somewhere in the levy to offset that cost. And so when I look at the levy and the balances, the areas that I could move some funds around was our capital improvements and our maintenance and transportation. So I was able to move all of that so that it helped offset. So when I moved it into the levy, it was only about 97,000 adjustment, so it's not a lot, because we're able to carry some of those others using our carryover funds. So that is the update, the only changes that I have in the budget. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
I'll go over one more thing, sorry. Under my other, I'll go over transfers and supplements for tonight. So I'll start with supplements. We have early retirement state aid allocation. And then we also have, state special ed to remove the tuition that they put into the grant that we have to remove back out. And the total supplements is $14,924. And then transfers, I have Fund 61, this is our Title I school improvement for the PBIS reward system. Fund 61, it's our state funding, step 7D, and that's transferred for professional development for FY26 school year. Fund 11 is the levy, and this is transferred for maintenance, is custodial supplies for phone, electricity, floor refinishing, repairs, and water treatment plant. And there was one other thing. Oh, and floor refinishing. Fund 11 general, transfer each individual school line into the field trip, so I just had it in a general, and then that's just breaking it down by school, by allocation, or by enrollment. And Fund 11 general is the early retirement professional and service incentive. So the total for the transfers is $103,863. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
She might not want to sit down, because
Yeah, I
next
think
is
you're next.
conduct the FY budget workshop. Good job, Lori.
I just get my steps in. So as I said earlier, the only changes I had was to offset the state aid allocation in the budget, and that's the only changes from the one that I had previously showed you.
Does anybody have any questions or anything about the, and we got no response from?
No, nobody.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okay. Can I sit down?
You can sit down. Alright, next up on the agenda is consent items.
We ask that you approve, to use Ritchie County buses to do the shuttle for the 4-H, for the pickup and drop off at the 4-H campgrounds, July 31st through July 31st, August 1st, August 2nd, which is the 4-H, or which is the fair. The next, Ritchie County High School Band to have an off-campus band camp during the day, and it will be at the 4-H grounds, and it will be July 21st through July 25th. And the last one is, we've been doing a lot with aviation, and there's a program at Fairmont State University to where we've got about 10 students that are gonna participate in an Explorer flight, and it is gonna be May 17th, and the rain day is May 25th. I ask that you approve those items as listed on the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to approve as listed. Ms. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. On to personnel.
We have one resignation that was submitted after publication, and that is Heather Laffrey. She is a preschool special needs teacher at Creek Collins Elementary School. As you know, Heather's done an excellent job for us, and at one time represented us as the teacher of the year. But she has some things that she'd like to do with her family, and we wish her well, and maybe one day she'll come back and work with us again. So I ask that you accept her resignation.
Okay, we have a motion to accept. Mr. Hall makes the motion, Ms. King will second. All those in favor, please passes. Appointments or transfers and rescissions.
So I split this up into 3 groups this time, and we're gonna, if it's okay with you all, vote 3 different times because it's 3 different times of the year and there's a lot of stuff on here, so I figured it would be simpler this way. We're gonna start out with the school year 24-25, things to finish out this school year. 1, Daniel DePino being hired as a Ritchie County school bus operator for 5101. And then I ask that you approve 2 leaves of absences with some FMLA involved as stated on the record.
Do we have a motion to approve M to A, B, and C? Ms. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes.
The next section deals with summer 2025. A through H deal with transition camps, 5th grade transition as well as the 9th grade program that we run at the high school. And then we also have, J also is for transition camp for a cook, and then I is for, based on IEPs, a extended school year position at Harrisville. I ask that you approve those summer jobs and folks listed as they are stated on the agenda.
Did you, Jay?
Yes, and it's also a code of the transition piece.
All right, do we have a motion to approve A through J? Mr. Hall makes the motion, Ms. Keenan second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes.
We now are working on next school year, which is school year 25-26. The first jobs, they are marked out because either they needed reposted or that we've received applicants that are in the interview process, and the turnaround time was too short to get it for this meeting. So that's why those are marked out. But we do have some that we would like you to approve. Sam Wolf as the head custodian at Harrisville Elementary. Roy Griffith would move to a new bus route, 5116. Linda Goodnight would move to the head cook at Creed College, or the cafeteria manager. And then we have 3rd grade aides for Harrisville, Creed, and Smithville as listed on the agenda. These folks all work for us, they're just moving to different positions. And then we have Jamie Boer for the county website. Rick Gay, since he retired, had to give up his position here, but he's been hired back as a sub, so he's taking his position back that worked out for him. And then we ask that you approve Nathaniel Scheib as the head golf coach.
All right, do we have a motion to approve G through Q?
I told you.
Now I know when we split it up. Ms. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. On to payment of bills.
I ask that you pay the bills in the amount that's listed there, $353,099.33.
We have a motion to pay the bills. Mr. Hall makes the motion. Ms. King will second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Now on to financial requests for approval.
We ask that you approve the supplements and transfers as Ms. Wells went over, and then the sealed bid that Ms. Rice gave you information on for the transportation building, as well as the sealed bid being awarded to United Construction Company for both projects. They're out of Parkersburg for the safe schools, entrance of the 2 schools, and for the bus garage. And then I ask that you approve declaration of a school bus to put out for surplus property. And then also is our professional personnel salary chart, service personnel salary chart, which was in your information, and then approve what Ms. Wells has asked and gone over to the last couple meetings, the FY26 annual budget.
All right, we have a motion to approve the financial request as listed. Ms. King makes the motion, Mr. Hall will second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Any request for agenda item for the next board meeting? next, go ahead, Danny. Go ahead,
Okay.
Danny.
So we'll just reiterate what he said, that he attended the FFA banquet, and it was very nice, and a lot of students were recognized for their accomplishments, and he enjoyed the banquet. So we appreciate you doing that for us, Mr. Nelson.
That's great. Thank you, Denny.
Thank you.
All right, the next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, at 6 p.m. here at,
And I need to remind you, we have a special one on May 21st as well.
it'll be held here at the Ritchie County Board of Education